Alright, hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I am the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So today we are just getting news after news after news. Another roster confirmation hits us today and Meteos joins 100 Thieves again. Time heals all wounds or something like that. That seems to be the case for veteran jungler Meteos, who will be rejoining 100 Thieves for the 2020 LCS season. Why isn't there an apparent thing this offseason with LCS teams and re-signing players that they've already had in their organizations? Xmithy to Immortals, Meteos to 100 Thieves, Biofrost back to TSM. I'll let Thanos explain to you guys what this means.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Well, that's completely how I feel. So last time we saw Meteos on 100 Thieves, he was obviously, kicked off because of Onda. They wanted to bring in Onda because of how much the inner turmoil was building up in 100 Thieves. Later on that same year, they kicked off Cody's son. They played Rakara, and then obviously failed at Worlds, not even getting out of group stage. But then Meteos later on went to go to Optic Gaming. Cody's son later on went to Clutch Gaming, and then now it's called Dignitas. And then after that, Meteos was with Optic, and then now, as with Immortals rebranding, they chose not to keep him, and obviously they are going to be going with 100 Thieves Meteos for the 2020 spring split. And they're going to be going with homegrown North American talent that they want to build up and not be focused on imports, as Papa Smithy and Zix explained in their announcement video. 100 Thieves teased Meteos' return in a parody of a meme before officially announcing the signing via the organization's Twitter account. Meteos will be the team's starting jungler, according to 100 Thieves general manager Papa Smithy. Meteos' return back to 100 Thieves. That is crazy. Let's go. One of the best junglers in the league is Meteos. A lot of people said he did not play very well last split. That is not true. He was absolutely incredible. Him and Crown were one of the only reasons why Optic were even competitive. Meteos has been around the LCS for a long time. Most fans may know him from his lengthy stint with Cloud9, but he's played for Phoenix One, FlyQuest Academy League team, and Optic Gaming since then. Oh, and he's also played for 100 Thieves. Meteos' departure from 100 Thieves during the 2018 summer split was especially shocking, since 100 Thieves was kind of hot at that time. In fact, the team had moved into its first place in the league just a few hours before Meteos announced he had been traded to FlyQuest, a team that didn't plan to start Meteos. Although he said he wasn't interested in playing Academy, he did anyway. At the end of the 2018 season, he joined Optic Gaming, where he would stay for the entire season. Now he's returned to home of sorts. Meteos said in the Twitter video that it felt like he had a fresh start with the 100 Thieves and seemed to be past getting traded by the team 16 months ago. What do you guys feel about this? Because this is the problem I'm having with a lot of the older players who were on these former rosters and organizations that they were a part of, is that, are these issues just not going to come up anymore? Like, he left for a reason, man. They traded this guy for a reason. Not saying he's a toxic player, but we know his personality can be quite clashing with a lot of other players. Now, with Papa Smithy here, he obviously wants to make a change. Maybe he told Meteos that things are obviously a lot different now since you've left. The organization has got a lot better at, managing their players. They got a lot better at managing, personalities and coaches. Because without basically Papa Smithy, I just couldn't see Meteos coming back. But they want to do their NA talent, and Meteos is obviously one of the best NA junglers ever. So this is a step in the right direction. That means Amazing has to find a team. Maybe at this point, since Biofrost went back to TSM, Meteos went back to 100 Thieves, Xmithy went back to Immortals, there's a good chance that Amazing goes back to TSM. Really think about it here. That's 3 prominent players from this region going back to their an org they already played for. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Amazing went and played back at TSM again. But here is the video. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear this actually. Let me see.
I'm Will Meteos Hartman, and I'm the jungler for 100 Thieves.
I want more Yeezys.
We got that on camera now, it's confirmed.
My Yeezys are getting a little old. I'm here for another pair. And then I'm back to FlyQuest Academy.
Alright, hey guys, this is Papa Smithy, the 100 Thieves GM, and I'm joined by the new, old, new. It's kind of like a LeBlanc rework situation where I don't know how to describe it, but...
So revert.
Revert, something like that. And I think people would enjoy that particular line. But the starting jungler for 2020 for 100 Thieves, Meteos. How you doing, Meteos?
Hello, thank you. I'm doing well.
So I think the first thing to touch on is obviously the fact that, 16 months ago, there was that separation between Meteos and 100 Thieves. In case you guys are new, Meteos was on the inaugural squad 100 Thieves fielded in 2018 spring after franchising. And I think a lot of fans probably have their queries about, what happened 16 months ago, but more importantly, to you, is this like a fresh start? Are we talking about kind of like a fresh coat of paint on your career, or is it very much kind of returning to something familiar that you had a good connection with in the past?
It feels more like a fresh start than returning to something, but I do know that, when I was presented with the opportunity to rejoin 100 Thieves, it was something that really stuck out compared to the other offers I had because, I really like a lot of the people here. I had a lot of good times on 100 Thieves, and even though my departure from the team was pretty weird, it's not that big of a deal. That kind of stuff happens in esports. So yeah, I'm just excited to be back.
So given that it is this kind of rejoining of 100 Thieves and Meteos, was there any hesitation coming on? Was any of the stuff that had changed in the last year and a half kind of central to your decision, or was it just a really easy fit?
Well, I remember, even before I talked to 100 Thieves, when I saw that you had joined the team as the GM, it was something where I kind of said to myself, I was like, oh wow, I wish he was the GM while I was on the team. So then when I had the opportunity to rejoin, I was pretty excited about it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good year.
Trying to score points with the GM already. I like this guy. So coming into this off season, looking to approach a new roster, one of the most important things for us was to secure a domestic jungler that we really felt could lead us forward. And as we've discussed in previous videos, there was kind of a lot of different roster iterations we considered, development, finished article, some mixture of the two. And the thing that I think people might not know is that, to me, Meteos fits into all of those iterations. If you're working with rookie talent, then we're looking very much at your experience to lead kind of players who might not be as smart at playing the map. Then there's, of course, the finished article, and it's just being able to link up with superstar players and being able to take it over the line. From your end, how does your kind of mindset shift if you're presented with a roster with kind of super experienced players, but also a roster that's more on the developmental side?
Well, I would say that for me, pretty much every team that I've been on, I'm able to learn a lot from the people that I play with and also teach them because, I just think that League's such a complicated game. There's so many different facets that go into being a good player. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's a lot of areas where my experience and knowledge of the game is helpful, and I can teach that to my teammates. And also they know a lot of stuff about the game that I'm probably not as familiar with. So I think that no matter if I'm playing with a new player or an experienced player, I'm always able to, work with them and learn from one another to just make the team as good as we can. I do feel like chemistry and personality is something that I feel like that sort of transcends any meta, any game state. And I think that's a really important part of having just, a strong team for a long time.
My perspective when it came to roster building, people will wonder, like, why didn't he go for the insane Korean? Why didn't he look at other options? My take is that never has it been more important for communication in the game as a whole, but especially mid-jungle with the ability to tempo set. Like, it feels like right now, if that communication is broken, if it is a second language scenario, you're going to lose out a lot.
Right. I definitely think that, I've played with a lot of different players, some that are completely fluent in English, some that are just starting to learn it. I do kind of prefer having to be able to freely communicate with teammates because while, you know, people who don't speak English well, you can generally communicate with them. Like, you can use pings and stuff. I think that you can get a little bit more depth when you're able to really talk through your ideas and make more conditional statements. You know, like, if this happens, then we'll do this or this, where some of that can get lost with language barriers. So I'm personally a fan of playing with a team where everyone is on the same page.
So there was a lot of talk about kind of disagreements with staff when you were on 100 Thieves, and obviously we're into a new chapter and Zix is coming on. That's a name you would definitely have heard. Like, I feel like your career in Zix is like you guys have been around but never actually combined forces. What's your take on Zix as a coach?
I really like Zix as a coach. I've obviously never gotten to work with him on a team yet, but he's someone that, you know, he's been on CLG, TSM, really big name teams, and from everything that I've heard, he's very good. I've also played WoW Arena with him.
Okay.
Yeah, me, him, and Doublelift are doing some threes, so we have that experience to go off of.
Don't leak any AD announcements, all right?
Ooh, yeah, my bad. But yeah, I think he's just a really cool dude. He seems very knowledgeable, and I think it'll be a good fit.
I mean, this is probably the perfect time to give you the floor to address the fans, I guess the 100 Thieves fans, the C9 2013 diehards. What do you want to say to the fans to help them make sense of Meteos out of 100 Thieves and now fast forward back to 100 Thieves?
Yeah, you know, I've had a lot of great fans that have just followed me over the years, from team to team, and I want to say to the fans, you know, thanks for always supporting me. I think this year is going to be really good, so I hope you guys continue to support me on 100 Thieves. You know, I was here before and had a lot of good times, so yeah, I'm excited to be back and looking forward to a good year.
We're excited to have you back.
Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
Huh?
Who would have thought?
Not me?
Oh my god. Let's go. My boy Meteos back on 100 Thieves. I'm really not too sold on this yet, but I think that he's a step in the right direction, obviously. We know that 100 Thieves is going to be looking to retool their roster. They're saying that Stunt is going to start over Afromu. Nothing set and confirmed yet, but I like that they're making good moves in terms of their value of putting out the good North American talent. Not like Golden Guardians when they chose to put in Lorlo and Matt and wonder why they were losing. It's crazy, right? See you guys later. Bye. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.